Our 34 Fords came a long way since it first entered the shop. It's looking pretty tacky ass right now because it's filthy fucking dirty for reasons that I don't want to explain right now. We don't have to talk about the situation because what we're talking about is our Ford, our 1934 Ford that's almost ready to get the hell out of here. What you see over here is we've got the doors on, we've got the car painted, we've got all the chrome on it, we got the bumpers, the headlights, and the whole 9 yards going. I had to wait for some rubber to get here. We finally got that. I didn't want to close the hood down and not have rubber in there to scratch and chip the paint. What you're seeing over here, right here where I'm taking this thing off, is some nice clean window stoppers that I made for the car. Now when I say window stoppers, when you shut the door, the glass is going to roll up, and then of course you don't want the glass to wobble around, so we're going to put some felt on this. Now these little things that you're looking at right here, these are made of aluminum. This is just some angle iron 1.5 inch aluminum that I cut and put on here, and it gives it a nice secure situation for our convertible. When you shut the door you can see that. But to make these, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, to make these, paint them black, put them on the car, get them all out, fabricate them, this, that, and the other. I got almost fucking 4 hours in this shit. Yeah, that's right, 4 hours right here and over there. And I'm not even done with it yet. So to build these cars, it takes a long time, and you have to be able to nurture the situation. Just today, I've received over 7 calls. I've received about 8 calls today just on Street Beast fiberglass kit cars. That's how many of these cars are out there, and the deal is that these were market flooded, you might say. They flooded the market with these cars, and they ripped people off left and right, and told them you can build this car at home. That's how easy it is. Bullshit. You can't build it at home. You can't fucking do it. All right. And the only way you can do it is if you have a shop like mine, full of every fucking tool in the shop that it takes to do it. You can build it at home, but more than likely you can't, because they tell you can build it with a hammer and a screwdriver, and that's pretty much highly impossible. So you might say that my friend Pete has become the Street Beast king. I pretty much know more about Street Beast cars, and when I say Street Beast, that's the manufacturer of this vehicle. I know more about these cars than probably anybody that has ever worked on it. I know all the ins and outs, I know all the tricks of the trade, I know this, that, and the other, how to mount this and how to do that the proper way and get her done. When we got this piece of shit in, I'm sorry I said piece of shit, it's not a piece of shit anymore, but when it came into my shop, let me tell you something, it was a piece of shit. This car is almost out of here, and it's going to be a happy day when it leaves. It's going to be a beautiful car, it's a gorgeous car. And what we got is we got Rick the glass guy that's going to come over and put the windshield in the car. That's the next thing that's going to happen to this thing. Once that's done, all we got to do is this, that, and the other, a few little items, as put the little door panel covers on it. Let me show you those. Those are aluminum. So what I do is I make these little covers right here, and then they would go on the door like this, okay? And this would be your panel that you use to access everything. Of course, you would have to take the door panel off, and then what this does is keeps all the wind and the air and the water out of your car. So, you know, that's something there. That's a trick of the trade. Okay, that's a trick of the trade that I learned from my mistakes of building these cars. I make them out of this aluminum here because it's strong and sturdy. Speaking of aluminum, we still have sections in the car that need to be fabricated to compensate for everything that would not work with the factory original doghouse. If you look right here, you can see that the shifter sticks out past the doghouse of the vehicle, so I will have to fabricate a piece out of aluminum and then of course mount that in there. And then over on the other side, there's another hole right there, and what that is the emergency brake, just like you see here, that was mounted over there. The owner had this old 19 antiques looking 1933 handbrake up here that belongs in a pickup truck, and it was interfering with the dashboard itself, and we had to remove that. And then we got other complications such as the air conditioner unit. The air conditioner unit that the owner purchased is not the right air conditioner unit. It's the wrong air conditioner unit. It's the one that they will tell you will work in here, but it won't work because it's too big and the lower dash won't fit properly. So the lower dash will have to be modified extremely to make everything work properly. I've actually enjoyed making this little video set on this car because it's been a learning curve and a learning experience for everybody out there if you've been paying attention to it. A kit car itself, okay, the kit car life itself. There's other manufacturers out there that make kit cars, but the real deal is these fucking kit cars, all right, are just a kit car. They're not the real car, it's a kit car. This guy, when he's done with his car, will have close to $85,000, $90,000 fucking dollars in a piece of fiberglass. I don't even know if it's even roadworthy. I don't even know if it would be a roadworthy car having the blower on there and all this excessive stuff that he doesn't need. I suggested that he takes the blower off. Make a nice little street ride out of it, put a 4-barrel carburetor on it, and drive it. But he wants to leave the supercharger blower on it, and if that's what he wants to do, then that's what he's gonna do. My personal opinion is it's just too tight in here. The tolerance and the space that is needed for a blower is really not there on this particular car, and I believe that sooner or later, the blower is gonna start causing problems for him in the future. And then we got this right here. This is our air compressor. If we look at it, the pulley kit that he purchased for it, if you look at it, you can see the air compressor sticks out of the side panel when the side panel's installed. So what my friend Pete did to compensate for the air compressor sticking out in the side panel, like you're looking at my big head sticking out, is I went ahead and cut the section out and kind of made a little flame design out of it. And it really came out nice. It came out pretty cool. So when the side panel's installed, it'll basically look just like that right there. That is actually color sanded down to 2000. I still need to buff it out. I haven't had time. But you can see how unique it looks and how gorgeous and luscious that it's gonna look with that cut out. So if you look at it this way, you can see why we had to cut it out, because the air compressor actually sticks out of the car itself. So being creative and ingenious is part of building the kit car of your dreams. The owner has turned out to be a fabulous guy. Him and his wife are beautiful people, very understanding and very, very nice. And that's one thing that I really like when I'm building these cars is the people that own these cars and want them done usually are the nicest people that I have ever worked with. I have ran into a lot of jerk-offs in my time and a lot of arrogant fucking people, but most of them, and I'm saying 99% because I have ran into jerks that own these, I have ran into them, but 99% of these people right here are very honest, God-fearing people and are hard workers. And all they want is their fucking dream that they've always wanted, is a dream car of their dreams. And that's what I try to provide over here with my friend Pete, is to provide the dream. But, you know, we gotta be in reality to do this. We gotta be to the situation that says, look, you wanna spend that kind of money on it, but, you know, it's impractical to put the blower on it. I'm using that as an example. But that's his dream. So let him have his dream, and let's get the thing done. Because I'm gonna be telling you the truth here when I say I'm actually shocked that it came out this good. I really am. I know that it was gonna come out nice, but I mean, we really took this car to the extreme of doing it properly and making sure that the owner is taken care of. And it's gonna be an awesome car when it's done. We'll be back when Rick comes over to put the glass in, and hopefully we won't have a problem with that like we've had with everything else that we've done. So we'll see you when Rick gets here, which will be right away. in about a split fucking second right after this, right here. Okay, glass guy Rick finally showed up, and we ran into problems, but of course my friend Pete was in the office dealing with a collision job customer. Let's go talk to Rick and see what the fucking situation is, because this car, that's all it's been, is a fucking situation. Every time you turn around there's something wrong. Let's go see what Rick has to say about the fucking glass that's supposedly supposed to fit in the car from the factory that made the car and cut the glass themselves. Alright, what's up, Rick? What's going on?
Oh, I'm glad it's too big.
You told me that the glass was too big. What the fuck happened, dude?
Well, we had to cut that much off of it.
You're joking me.
Nah.
You're telling me that it was a fucking 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch big, too big?
Yeah, it wouldn't even go down in the hole. The corners was pointed, and we had to round all the corners. Now we got it fitting, and then it didn't have no room for no molding or nothing to go down there, so we had to cut at least an 1/8 inch off.
Is everything gonna fit now?
Everything's lined up now.
We already tested it. We already dry set
Okay,
it.
what about the molding, dude? The rubber molding?
It's right there. We're gonna put our little blackout primer line around it first.
Okay, now why are you putting blackout around it?
Makes it look all nice and pretty.
Now, is this the bottom here? That's the top?
Right.
This is even fucked up. That's supposed to be over there in that corner.
Well, it's gonna be in the passenger corner.
Wow. But it's supposed to be in the bottom, Rick.
Yeah.
Now, why did they put it in the top?
They put it in there. They made it. I don't know.
Did you do that, dude? Did you move that when we were cutting the glass?
You have to ask the Guardian glass.
So you're telling me all the problems we had, even the glass was fucked up on this car?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Now, what kind of molding are we using, dude? Because this is like street rod molding situation.
Yeah, it's a universal molding, but we're going to have to cut 4 corners on this one.
Okay, so basically what's going on here is even the glass is fucked up on this car. Even the windshield was too fucking big, and we had to modify that to fit into the fucking car. If it ain't one thing with this thing, it's another fucking thing.
We had to cut that much off in order to get the glass to even go down in the hole.
Most people will just say, man, this glass doesn't fit. You're gonna have to go somewhere else. Am I right, Rick?
That's right.
Yeah.
But
how long you been doing classic cars, dude?
hey, that 30 years, man.
40 years.
Yeah, 35.
And before you came around, it took us like, what, 10 or 12 of these moldings to figure out which one actually fit the best on these hot rods.
Yeah.
So you literally buy this stuff just for these specific cars right here.
It's a universal. I really like the looks of it. It's got a fine line on it that really glasses it up.
Okay.
It's called fine line molding, and we're going to
glass goes in there, or what?
Yeah, the glass will go in there.
Fits in there.
Yeah.
And then you got this lip that fits on the outside of it.
Yeah.
And that's what's hard about these hot rods, is finding the right rubber to work on the car that you need to do, dude.
Yeah.
But we know Rick, the glass guy, and Rick Jr. over here, the guys that's going to take care of us, right, Rick?
That's right.
Might as well get some advertising in for...
That's it, for Ellington Auto Glass.
How can we get a hold of you, bud?
To call 817-804-1300.
817-804-1300.
Yeah.
And that's you. Now, what's your Facebook page, bud?
Ellington Auto Glass.
Ellington Auto Glass.
Now, let's get our fucking windshield in. That's what I'm saying,
That's
dude.
what I'm worried about.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Something's actually wrong. I think it's still too big or something. Is it fitting in there, Rick, or what?
It's getting there. It's just tight. They didn't leave me no extra room.
Are you serious? So you're telling me you might have to grind it down some more?
It's on the verge. It's trying to roll in there, but this side I think finally went. Did you?
Yeah.
Push it your way.
Yeah.
It ain't going right. This corner finally went. Just right here, the rubber's a little tight. Like it just gets to stand a hair more off the height of the glass, see? So it would lay down like this.
I know.
Yeah, that is.
I know what you're talking about.
That side's looking good in.
Yeah, I can get this set again.
It's very tight. It's going.
I think it'll go if you glue it in. It looks like it might have a little curve or roll to it, and that's why it's popping out. It's not perfectly 100% flat, dude. Taking a piece of flat glass and there's like a little roll or curve in that corner.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Not bad.
It is a kit car, dude. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah. I mean, that don't look bad to me. It's looking there.
Looks
man,
pretty
it's
good.
So tight.
You don't think it's going to shatter or crack, do you?
No, I don't think it'll shatter or crack. I just was wanting to have a little bit more.
A little bit more play.
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about? I'm going to be honest with you. This is one of the worst bad eggs of the bunch I've ever fucking worked on. This is like the ugly duckling of the duck family over here. This fucking 34 Ford. Almost 3 fucking years. Wow. Okay, here goes the final fit. They've already trimmed it down. They had to trim all the rubber down several times. They got the glue in the car. Let's see if it fits in like it's supposed to. It's gonna be a tight fit, it's a tight squeeze. But Rick, he's used to them tight squeezes and tight fits and can actually squeeze it in a tight second of a minute. Come on in here, Norm. We're working on our bad luck fucking 34 Ford here.
All right.
We're getting the glass in, dude. Okay, what are you thinking about this situation, Norm? You're talking kit cars, you're talking glass, you're talking not fitting properly, you're talking trimming glass. They had to take a 3/8 of an inch off of the glass to make it fit. Yes.
How do you do that on?
Well, he had to cut the glass. He had to cut the glass. That's laminated.
Laminated glass, I mean.
So what they did is they cut the glass to fit it in there. Then they had to put the rubber on, then trim the rubber down, all because it's a kit car situation. What are you thinking on that angle, Norm?
I think it's a pain in the ass. How's that?
It's a pain in the ass, and it's saying
You can't charge enough money for this bullshit.
that you can't even charge enough money. That's right, because if you charge too much, I mean, it's not even worth the job to fucking do. So now they're talking about filling in the gaps with glue, taping it down, and la-di-da-da-da to make it look proper, dude. You see what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you, and I don't like it. Ain't nothing you can do though.
That's nothing you can do. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and let Rick finish that, and hopefully it'll be done, dude.
All right. I got plenty of glass for you to put in, Rick.
Got plenty what?
I got plenty of glass for you to put in.
All right.
All glass on the two road runners.
Yeah. I got all mine.
All right, now that Rick's done with the windshield, we can go ahead and move down the line, and I finally got the rubber in for the hood. And what the fucking deal is on that situation is that this is a fiberglass car, once again. These body parts came out of a mold. I mean, the factory probably had 7 or 8 molds of this car, so we don't know what mold it came out of, this, that, and the other. And what the deal is that this hood does not line up with this grill, which doesn't line up with this fucking cowling. So you got to modify it and mold it when you're building the fucking car. And, you know, what we're doing is we are installing the rubber. We're putting some rubber on it, so when we shut the hood, hopefully the hood isn't gonna rub and it's not gonna hit right. I just don't fucking believe it. We're almost done with this thing, and it's shocking to me that it's going together now, finally, as good as it's going together. But we're not fucking done yet. We're not fucking done. Okay, everything looks good so far. Like the way that rubber's sitting. There you go. Well, alright, there it is right there. Alright. Good. Alright, so taking our time and doing it right several times really paid off, and you can see that everything is fitting really fucking nice. And then as we look inside the car, you can see that I made the sound deadening panel right there. That's the panel that's going to protect weather, rain, and windage noise from coming in. I made them out of aluminum. I showed you that, and that worked out very well. And then, of course, we're going to go ahead and do the final check on our remote entry doors. Working perfect. I like that. Let's go ahead and try this door as well. And it looks like everything's going together and coming together to make a car that says, I'm starting to really get proud of what I'm doing here. This car's been a real fucking nightmare. Real fucking nightmare. It's been here almost 3 years now. And I'm gonna tell you what, the struggles that it takes to accomplish a job like this in a business like mine in 3 fucking years is a real nightmare. But it's kind of like this situation. You always run into problems. There's always going to be mountains to climb and ditches to dig and staircases to chisel to get out of the problems that you have. And when you come to the end, just like I'm doing right here, when you come to the end, you start looking at that and you're telling yourself, wow, that fucking looks badass, man. That is a fucking awesome job, and I am proud of what I did. It's a situation that tells you that you can't give up in life. You can't fucking give up in life. You can't give up on something that you start, because once you start something, you've got to finish it. That's all there is to it. It doesn't matter what the problem is or what kind of football field tackle situation you're trying to fucking accomplish. You got to fucking hurdle through the front line, and you got to overcome to make the touchdown that you need to make to put your thumbs up in the air and say, this is going to be a nice fucking car. So we'll be back on our 34 Ford. I'm sure you can see that in my tone of voice. I'm getting pretty happy about it, and it's looking fucking great. So what we're doing now is we are finalizing up on the 34 Coupe. Now, anybody that hasn't been watching this little video series here, this video series has been going on for quite a while, because I like to make video series that take you from start to finish almost on the cars that I work on, and show you the trials and tribulations of each individual job and the problems that you're going to run into, and mostly the problems I run into. What we're doing right now is we are finalizing up on our 34 Coupe. This isn't a coupe, this is a convertible. This is a kit car. It's a street beast kit car that has been discontinued. I have built a lot of these cars, and what I'm doing is finalizing it up by installing the steering wheel. Now, if you look at this steering wheel, you're going to see that this is a special steering wheel. This isn't your everyday run-of-the-mill steering wheel. Because what this steering wheel is, this is a steering wheel that custom matches the wheels itself. And when I say that, I'm talking about the wheels that are actually on the car. It's the same exact pattern and design. So this is a very expensive steering wheel that we're dealing with here. Now, another situation we have is the owner really didn't cheesecake anything on this car. Everything that he's done to it has been pretty much high end. Let's take the steering wheel for instance. Let's take that for instance. That's approximately a $600 steering wheel that you're looking at right here. It's called a half wrap steering wheel because what you do is this ring comes off of the car. This thing right here comes off, and then you would wrap this with the material that you use in the car, and then it would be the same color. So this is also a billet aluminum machined steering wheel, precisely made, and they can get very expensive when you're dealing with this type of action. The gauges, let's look at those. Can you see the gauges back there? Those are Autometer ultralight big face gauges. That's not a cheap fucking situation there. That's pretty expensive. But you know what makes it unique is when you turn the lights on. Let's go ahead and turn this one off, and you'll see what I'm talking about. We got the red lights inside that glow red because the car is red and black. It's got the low car shifter. All right, it's got the low car pedals. So you know we've really done a lot of work to this thing, and it's really starting to look good. We're going to go ahead and test it out and see if it'll even start for us. I don't know, the battery might be dead. It's been in here for a while. You can see it starts right up and it runs great and it sounds really, really good. Do we want to rev it up? No, we don't want to rev it up because it's cold, and if we rev it up, we might have a possibility of the blower belt flying off of the pulley, so we don't want to do that. The true and 100% reality to the whole story of building a kit car is reliability. You want to make it safe and reliable. This is a car that you're building from scratch. You don't want to fucking cheesecake anything. You want to put the best on here that you can get. Used parts don't cut it on these cars. Go into the junkyard and buying used parts, don't cut it. Buy brand new parts, put all brand new parts in there, high quality manufactured parts such as our steering wheel right here, and then also our high-tech ultralight gauge pack you can see. And then I always tell everybody to go with the LED lights. Why? Why would I tell people to do that? To spend extra money? No, for safety. To have the safety situation that says, I'm going to make sure that people can see me a half a mile down the road, so when they get up onto my bumper, they don't fucking wreck into me. You know, there's a lot of bad points about kit cars. There's a lot of bad negative situations that says having a kit car is pretty much a rattle box. If you don't build it properly, it's going to rattle. If you don't put all of the rubber and all of the seals where they're supposed to go and you do it right, you're going to have a rattly, bouncy, hard riding car. Kit cars are very light. You put all this stuff on it, you put the stiff suspension, and it's like riding in a fucking rock. It's like riding on a basketball that has too much air in it, you might say. So, you know, we're almost done with this thing. And it's starting to come along really, really nice. Am I proud of this car? Yes, I am. I'm very proud of it. I think that from what we started with and the action where we began on this car, I believe that this car was a very, very big nightmare of a car to build. And the accomplishment that I have done to this car, I'm very proud and excited to get it on the road, and mainly to get it out of my shop. So the final steps on finishing out our 34 Ford kit car, fiberglass kit car that we built from scratch, is that I'm going to go ahead and superly highly quality detail it out. We're going to get it detailed out. That means hand wax it, hand polish it. We're going to fine tooth comb it, get all of the imperfections out of it. We're going to go over everything 7, 8, 9, 12 times if we have to, until I am happy with it. And then once we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and deliver it to the upholstery shop. We will not see the car once it leaves my shop. He's taking it to an upholstery shop that is close to his home. And when we get done with it, hopefully when he gets done with it, he'll send us some pictures so we can see the interior on that. I believe that the buckskin tan would go beautiful in that car, being black and red that it is. Where's it at? There it is right there, I'm sorry. But being black and red like it is, maroon and red, I think that buckskin tan would be a beautiful color combination in that car for the interior. Beautiful car. I really fucking like it, and I think that I did a great fucking job. And when you do something like this, you want to be proud of what you do. You want to do the best job that you can do. You want to make sure that it's, like I said, highly quality, detailed, and waxed and hand polished out. And you want to make sure that when you're going down the road with that car on your trailer, or when the owner takes the car to the car shows and shows it off, you want to make sure that you're proud of what you've done, and he can actually brag that you did a beautiful job as you brag that you did a beautiful job. There's nothing wrong with bragging, but there is a situation that says don't act like you're the best one in the world, because there's many, many other people out there in the world that are a lot better at doing this than I am, and you can fucking count on that. Okay, there is. You know, I'm proud of it, and I think I did a beautiful job, and we'll take a look at it. We'll do a quick walk around of it. It's going to seem like it's a short little time for you, but it's going to be several days from now, and we'll be back with the 34 Ford blower motor gone bad fucking build job of our 34 Ford Street Beast convertible car. Now, what I just got done doing is I made a hood prop rod right here, and it actually works really good, as you can see. I usually do that for the customers. You know, I don't charge them nothing. I should, but I don't. Because by the time you get to this point, you just fucking agree with everything. Yes, yes, yes. Get the fucker out of the shop. Really came out nice. And we're getting ready to load this thing on the trailer, because tomorrow morning we are going to be delivering a 1934 Ford to the customer and getting it out of my shop. Now, originally, the customer of this car was from Arizona. And he lived out in Sedona, Arizona, but in the meantime, in the past 3 years, he has now moved to Texas, down into the San Antonio area, New Brunsville to be exact. That's where he is, I believe it's his son and daughter live, or stepson, daughter, grandchildren, and he wants to be closer to them. So, you know, that's fine, that's dandy, and it's very appreciated, but I'm just glad to get rid of the thing. So, that's my outlook on it. And then once we shut the hood, of course, we want to be very careful doing that. And there you go. It really came out as a winter situation here. Done a lot of fucking work to this car. Glass looks beautiful in the car itself. Rick did a great job putting the windshield in. We got those wiper blades on, they look awesome. And everything really turned out great on this car. I'm actually satisfied to the point that says I'm proud that I built this car, because the car really came out nice. He's got a guy down there in his part of the country that's going to do all the upholstery work, so we won't be able to see that unless he sends us some pictures. But other than that, this car is a done fucking deal.